Welcome to Straight Talk with Shelia. I want to take a moment to just say thank you to all my viewers. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for your commitment in meeting me here on a weekly basis. I so appreciate you talking back to me, you DMing me, and reaching out and sharing the impact and asking questions. So today the topic is seasons of life. And I tell you, I'm a person of nature, so I'm always learning something from the seasons of life. And the seasons on a whole in our universe and in our world, we have summer, fall, winter, and spring. And I make sure that I learn from each season. So today I want to share with you 10 guideposts that I have learned and I've implemented in my life. And I want to share them with you so that you can hopefully use them if you're not yet aware of them. But before I get into that, I just want to kind of give you a description of what the season may look like in your life. So for summer, in the summer you have abundance, you have fun, you're thriving, there's plenty, there's freedom, you are just gung-ho and excited about life. And in the fall it's time to conserve, it's time to save, it's time to mature, it's time to make investments in your life, it's time to press pause. And I learned a little lesson from the squirrel. I'm very observant of nature. And several months ago, there was a squirrel coming on my porch, and I started to think about the squirrel and why is the squirrel appearing on my porch? And I realized it's about opportunity, it's about preparation. And I took a hint. I realized that there are things that I need to start preparing. And that's what the squirrel reminded me of. I don't know if the squirrel reminds you of the same thing, but that's what it reminded me of. And in the winter, it represents struggle, emptiness, sadness, times you want to give up, times of lack and loss. And it could also represent death. Because in the winter season, most trees, they lose their leaves. And if you're not careful, you may assume that that tree is dead. But it's not dead, possibly. It's just maybe dormant. It's just lost its leaves for the season that we're in. And then spring, I love that there's spring coming around the corner from winter. Because in the spring, there's growth, there's newness, there's renewal, there's freshness, there's happiness. And the farmers plant and they're excited about what's going to grow on their farms. And as I observe my life through these seasons, I wanted to share with you the lessons that I learned. And if you know someone right now that need to know and learn about these seasons, I want you to put me on pause and like and share this video, because I believe that these 10 guideposts that I'm going to share, they're going to impact you in a way that you may not have thought of before, or you may realize that these are things that you can use. So it's important that we understand each season. I also want to remind you that these seasons, they will show up in all areas of your life. For example, they will show up in your relationship, they will show up in your finances, they will show up in your health. So it's important that you recognize what's the season that you are in at that moment. So the first guidepost that I want to point you to is to see the beauty in every season. Yes. It is important to see the beauty, because in the summer you may see flowers and you may be excited about the sunshine and going to the beach. But when you think about the winter, it may not feel that good. But overall, there are lessons in each season. And I'm going to tap into each one of these lessons so that you can get a better understanding. The next guidepost that I want you to focus on is that we need to prepare in every season. We must plan and prepare. Because if you plan and prepare in the summer, you'll be ready for what the fall will bring. When you have to conserve and when you have to save, you know exactly what to do because you've developed a strategy. You have a plan, because when winter shows up, when you're sad and depressed and you have lost, you now know that there are things that you have to learn in each of these seasons, and you may want to give up in the winter. But if you plan for that winter, you will know that in the winter, though it may feel like you want to give up, you may say, wait a minute, I need to press pause. I need to maybe grab a book and journal some things. What are the lessons this winter season is teaching me? So, number three, the third guidepost that I want you to remember and take to heart is that you must be a student in every season. And I may have some teachers watching me right now. And I understand that you teach, and I love to teach because this is why I'm here, teaching you these things that I learned in these different seasons of my life. And if you're a student in every season, that means you're open to think, you're open to the lessons that's being taught in every season, you're open to adhere to what's being told to you in the behaviors of the season, what you're learning, what's coming up for you in each season. The fourth guidepost that I want you to focus on is growth. You don't have to wait until spring to grow. You can grow in every season. Yes, in the summer you can grow, in the fall you can grow, in the winter you can grow. Because in the winter, when that relationship falls apart, for example, I went through a divorce, and that was a winter season for me. That was a season of lack. That was a season of scarcity. That was a season of sadness. But after going through my tears and the pain of it all, I decided to ask myself, what is the lesson is that this season, my winter season, is teaching me? Though it is a death to my relationship, what can I learn for the spring when the spring comes? And it's important that in your business dealings and all the things that you're doing, that you may have lost money in the stock market. Your business may have gone bad, and the relationship, the partnership went sour. Things are just not showing up how you planned it, how you expected it. You've got to press pause and say, what are the lessons that this winter season is teaching me? Number 5, you need new skills in every season. You need new skills. You've got to learn new skills to manage that season that you're in. If you're in the spring, you've got to know that in order to grow, it may be an opportunity for you to take some classes. It may be an opportunity for you to connect with a health coach, because you may have had some challenges in the winter part of your life. So now in the spring, you're connecting with someone that can give you some guidance and direction in your life. So you've got to now prepare yourself to learn new skills. Number 6, take the lessons that you learn in the next season. It is so important that you don't take the mistakes. You squeeze out of the mistakes every lesson that you need, because those lessons can help you in all the seasons of your life. And number 7 is really one of my favorite, is to be content. And when I say to be content, I am not saying, okay, I'm going to build a house, I'm going to make up my bed, I'm going to sit right here in the pain and not move forward. I'm going to sit right here and do nothing. That's not what I mean. What I mean when I say be content to know that this season you're in is happening because there's something that you need to know. There's something that you need to learn. There's something in this season that's going to help you in the other season. So if you miss it, believe me, it's going to come around again. Because I've had experiences where I've seen winter like back to back and not spring following winter. Why? Because I didn't learn the lesson. I didn't take the time out to address what I was feeling and garner from that situation the lessons I needed to learn in the winter. So once I understood what that meant, I became content and said, okay, it is what it is. I am here and I am open to learning everything that I need to know to get back up again. Number 8, and you may be feeling this one right now. We must feel worthy in every season. You must feel worthy in the summer of your life when everything is happy and you have abundance. You must feel worthy in the fall. You must feel worthy in the winter. And I want to pause right here, because in the winter, you struggle a lot. And the winter, you may want to give up and say, you know what, there's too much pain in this season. I don't feel worthy. Because that person left me, because that relationship is gone, because I've lost my business, because I've lost the money, all the money I put into my investment, I don't feel worthy. But I stopped by here to tell you that you need to feel worthy. Feel worthy to know that spring is coming and you can and will grow from the experience of your winter. Number 9, seasons recycle. Yes, they recycle. You may be feeling like in the spiritual season of your life, I don't have the faith that I need to have. I don't have the will to get up and just be positive right now. My relationship is just not in a place where I want to be excited. But know that the season recycles. And what I mean by that is that these seasons, all 4 seasons, summer, fall, winter, and spring, will show up in your relationship, in your finances, in your health and wellness. But you have got to be prepared for the lessons each season is teaching and welcome it and say, okay, there are lessons to learn, and these lessons will help me for the upcoming season. And keep in mind, you will learn lessons as a teenager in these seasons, as a young adult, as a functioning adult, and as a senior citizen. You never stop learning, and these seasons will visit you. And if you don't learn the lessons, believe me, those seasons will come back quicker than you expected. Number 10 and last. Number 10, I love number 10. Maybe I should have put it for number 1, is that you need to know your season and know that these seasons, they will not last. They came to pass. They didn't come to stay. Because if you are willing to learn the lessons in each season, you will realize how important these lessons are, that you can take it on the journey of life with you. And these are the 10 guideposts that I learned, and I took notes and I labored over them. That's why I can come to you and share with you the things I've gone through, the lessons that I have learned, because I was intentional in making sure I understand that this season that I'm in, this space that I'm in, where there's pain, is my winter season. Where there's emptiness is my winter season. But in the spring, I decided that I had to learn more. I had to invest more in my education, in becoming a coach, in becoming, learning from the winter season, and now showing up in a positive, powerful way in spring so that I can come to you. In doing all of this, I know that the season is a cycle. And just like we experience in the natural world, these seasons, I want you to know that you can expect them. I am your coach. I am your sister, shining light to the season that I know that's inside of you. Make sure you recognize each season and use them for your benefit. Have a great day, and may God bless you. I'll meet you here same time, maybe not same place, but thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.